Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78 in Old Town, right outside the Old Town Art Center. I'm talking to Chuck Meyers. He happens to be the first ever commissioned artist for the art fair that's been around for 75 years in Old Town. So I'm going to talk to him now, get a glimpse of this new artwork that is part of the 75th anniversary that is the Old Town Art Fair. That is the story from the 78 here in Old Town. All right, so inside the Old Town Art Center, you're looking at their latest exhibit, Instructors and Students. I get that right, ladies? I want to make sure. I just want to make sure I'm saying the right thing here. But look at these beautiful spots here. Some of them not for sale because when the artist made them, they realized they want to keep them themselves. And I'm here with another artist, Chuck Meyers. How you doing, sir?
Hi, Tom.
Well, you have a big distinction of creating the first ever Old Town Art Fair commission piece, right?
For the 75th year.
For the 75th year, and you're an artist yourself. You do all things Chicago, kind of, right?
Trains, back porches, things like that.
And what do you got there behind you? Because this is the first time I'm going to see this, so let's check it out.
This is the poster for the Old Town Fair.
They'll
have a logo on top of it. And,
look at this. So this is the first time a piece has ever been commissioned, and this is Old Town itself. Why don't you walk me through your process of this, because it's a little bit different than maybe people might expect for a painting.
Well, we used a drone to scan the area. We scouted around, and then we found a couple balconies to go up on, and we put it all together. I widened the streets a little bit so that you can see the fairground.
So that's where the actual art fair is.
So it comes out here. There's another street right here that starts right there, but yeah. So it looks different than there's a Wells Fair going on at the same time. So it really lets people see what it kind of looks like from overhead.
And for folks who've never been to this particular art fair, what separates this differently from maybe the other ones in the area?
It's a juried show. It's harder to get into. It's just like a finer show, I think.
And this, we're looking at Old Town right now, looking south towards the city. You mentioned
we got the Hancock here and the Sears Tower, Willis.
We'll call it Sears just because I was born here. How about that? But either way, but this is the main, and this, would you say?
This is the entrance right here.
Okay, right there.
So they wanted that in the poster.
Okay.
That was kind of required.
Okay.
And I did do a version, the sketch that had the tents and like some banners there, but it kind of didn't read, so I just put the cars back.
Well, walk through your process in general of what you do. I know you mentioned briefly the types of paintings that you do. How does that, what you typically do, marry to what we're seeing here?
I do drone paintings of the city, trains going through parts of town, and the other things are on the ground.
And when you do the drone paintings, walk me through that process, if you would, just like for.
Well, I put them up on a screen, and then I can manipulate them. Some things I couldn't see. I had to take buildings out, so I went on Google Earth and walked down the street to see what it looked like, because it was blocked,
So what's your background as far as an artist? I mean, if you're doing stuff in Chicago, I assume you're.
I started as in advertising and.
Chicagoan, born and raised?
No, from Philadelphia.
From Philly. Okay, see, that's why I always ask. So what's the fashion?
I went to Tyler School of Art in Elkins Park. It's part of Temple University. And and then I moved here. I got laid. I was at a home fix-up center. I was in their advertising department. And then I moved here when they went out of business. Home Depot closed them down, so I had time to move here. And then I just temped all over town and got hired somewhere.
And so did you do this in your previous life? Do it like this involved of artwork, or is this what you kind of picked up when you moved here?
Can I show you this?
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna walk. We can walk around a little bit. Here, I'll back up.
Here are some things that I kind of did at work. So like a lot of bird's eye view.
Okay.
And another one.
Sure. So how long have you been a practicing artist?
Like 20 years.
Look at that.
So it looked similar to that, so I pulled it to show.
And where can folks see your work outside of the art fair that is in June?
Two art fairs. Right? I do Lakeview East, and then I show at Scout in Andersonville.
Oh, yeah.
And it's also called Salvage House. Someone bought it, and it's actually both names.
And where, as far as like to find your artwork, are you on Instagram? You got a website or anything
I'm
like
on
that?
Instagram.
What's the handle there?
It's Myers Chuck, and my website is chuckmyers.com.
And the art fair itself is June 14th and 15th. Will you be there hanging out and
Yeah,
showing off your
right
work?
here.
Yeah, let's see where you're going to be. You're going to be right there.
This
That's
is,
Chuck Meyers Street.
This is North Lincoln Park.
Okay,
Yes. And this is Lincoln right here. So if you just walk in the entrance, I'm like right where this alley is.
And I imagine this is the kind of art fair you probably want to take public transportation to, just because it might be a little difficult to find parking.
Right. You
with
know,
all
the
fairs.
Metro train stops at Clybourne, but you have to walk pretty far.
And then the Brown Line's not that far either.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck, thank you very much. And will you be out there for the both days?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Weather permitting.
Weather permitting. And then is there a website for the
No,
event?
actually, we're there if it rains or snows. We're out there.
Rains, yeah, because you never know. It's been a weird week this week with the weather. But the website for the art fair, oldtownartfair.org. Here we go. So we'll check that out. Thank you very much, Chuck. This is beautiful, by the way, this piece here. First one that's been commissioned here for the Old Town Art Fair, 75th anniversary. So fantastic. Come out and see Chuck. Thank you. All right, that is the story from the 78 at the Old Town Art Center, tombarneychicago@gmail.com. If you have a story from the 78 suggestion, hit me up there or go to the website storiesfromthe78.com. We'll see you later.